Good. Great. Oh, next mass. Very good. Okay, just loosen up a little bit. Maybe we can have a little weight for ground. Moving wide. The head circling and loose. The shoulders. Forwards. Okay, open the back. So change it. Screw. And change it. The others. Wait. On the wrist. Change. Okay. Take the elbows to the back. over the top. All right, middle and hips. Change direction. Release. Change. Good. Rolling out the ankles. Change. Flip onto the toes. Back onto the hips. Nice deep stance. Changing. Good. Stay down to the hip. Good. And then he's back, stretching to the shoulders. On the toes, bringing hips up. Rocking the feet forwards. Left up, feet forwards. Gripping the knees. Right to the top. Roll out the wrists a little bit. Yeah, okay, thickness the wrist. Also the elbow. Wow. Contact going over. Actually, change it. So onto the back. Change it. To 𝒊𝒑𝒂𝒕. Change into the fingers. This side. Snap the fingertips. Fists. Just working at the forearm, a little bit of pokey work. Shifting around. Rolling that big ups. Shaking out the whole body. Okay. Very good. Okay, we'll do some jaw work. We'll just start with the first 𝒊𝒏𝒄𝒏𝒄𝒏, just with the left foot forward. Nice good shot coming in and back. So just try this. It's a bit of a stupid exercise, but it tells you where the balance is in the body. So what I want you to do is this: you just lift the left leg in this case. You're just going to lift it towards the right foot, towards the right knee. So all you're going to do is this: you're just going to reach the left leg to the right foot, and then just see what happens. So this is just a test of where the balance is in the body. So where the movement's going to basically come from, or how you use the body. So just play with it. All you do is you take the left foot and you've got equal balance now, 50-50. So you don't make any adjustments, you just want to grab. See what happens. The body will probably fall forward. Or it might not, you might get something else. Let's see. So you just like touch the right. There we go. Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah, okay, good. So the one everyone's got getting it is it's like a tree falling over. So what's happened is like this, right? It's this, and then the body falls over. So it's like the base has been taken out, and then the tree slowly goes, and then it falls. The problem with this is basically I'm shifting the weight. So maybe subconsciously or unconsciously, what I'm doing is shifting the weight to the back leg and then pressing into it. So what this pattern is like this: I've got 50-50. And then I go like 100 shift into the back foot, and then I go. But in a way, what you want to do is everything to go forward, because later when you blend with this, I want the body to be straight away moving off the line or or down the line. So play with the first few, but really get a sense that you don't make an adjustment into the back leg. My weight shifted, and I'm basically balanced on the back leg. But keep that sense you've got 50% weight in the back foot, and you just keep that 50%, and the other 50% goes here, goes into that foot. Now the first few, you're going to fall with it, so don't worry about it. I know we always talk about balance and being off balance all the time, but you want to, in this case, sacrifice your balance for movement. So just play with it, but see if you can get the one where I don't really adjust anything in the back leg. My weight naturally will sink towards it, will fall towards it, but that comes a bit later. So just play with it a little bit, but get the weight basically falling forward, so that straight away, as soon as you lift the foot, the body falls into the movement. So just play with it. It feels kind of odd at first, but just play with it a little bit. But just notice the main thing is you want to know so you're not pulling the weight back onto the back leg, so that you don't kind of counterbalance to lift the foot and then press out of it. Just feel you're kind of falling the weight down. Just play with it. It feels a bit strange, but just play with it. Aha, there we go. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Great. That's it. Yeah. That's it. Good. So just play this out. You can basically fall in any direction. So the one that we tend to do is where you're coming off the lines. If you think about the 13-jo kata, or later if you think about this 𝒊𝒏𝒈 with the 𝒂𝒄𝒉𝒂𝒕. But just think about now that same sense up. The first thing the thing I don't want to happen is I'm basically pulling back and then adjusting off the line. You want this straight away, the whole body to kind of go forward. You're doing a kind of controlled fall, so you catch your balance in the movement. But try and feel that everything just goes with it. So you just fall now rather than straight forward, a little bit off. You can play with actually any direction, but the one we're kind of used to doing, or The one that we use a lot is coming off the line. So you want to lose balance in a kind of controlled way. So. Okay, good. Let's put the jokes aside. We'll just go take this into body movement. So there's a little bit more direct movements of this, or direct applications of this. If you think about like a 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 kind of coming through this way. But we'll go to 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 because it's a kind of odd one. And you're also finding the rotation with it. So just look at that same kind of idea. So you're doing the same footwork to start with. You're bringing that foot in, dropping in. And then in this case, you're changing into a rotation this way. But especially look again for this kind of thing happening. What we all tend to do, me especially, pull back, load onto the back leg, and then push into it. But just think, use this kind of idea that you're just letting the structure fall in. So just kind of drop in, and find the rotation. Kind of catching the rotation. But the key thing now is don't kind of shift the weight back and then load it in this way. Just get the sense that from this position 50-50, sink the weight in, find it. Open it out. Just working with tiny and go. This. There. Yeah. There. That's it. Good. So. Okay, good. And then let's look at application of this footwork pattern in terms of, imagine someone striking towards the face. So you're going to use the hand now to kind of cover the face, coming across the face this way. And use that same kind of footwork with the tiny goes up. The key thing is that sense that you kind of come in raw, and then rotating through to the back. So kind of letting the hand that would come towards the face, just letting it kind of slide across the hand. Key again is the body weight. I don't want to kind of pull back and then go into it, because by the time I pull back and adjust it, the punch is already to the face. So get the feeling from this position, you're straight away into movement that way. Use it by this kind of control force, so gently letting the weight drop left towards the ground. Let the foot catch you and you catch the body in the rotation. There. Oh, just pull it back. So you want one movement, basically everything goes off the line in on the rotation. So. That's nice. Okay. The main thing here, also one of the takeaways from the Joe work, is coordinating the hands and the feet. So when you mobilize the front foot, you're also mobilizing the hands and the feet, the hands together. So the main one that people get to is like this movement and then this feet. The hands basically working first. So you want to work towards where you've got that connection to the ground and the hands go together. The same with this, you want to avoid basically the hands coming up and then the body rotating. This is okay in practice because people don't really strike hard and with any kind of force. But if you think about, still on the line, I basically receive all the power from it. So the first thing is think about chaining this foot and this hand. So this foot, this hand. Same way you do with timing, you go this foot, this hand, and this case, this foot, this hand. So this happens to there, this happens to there. So you basically link that mobility in the leg with the hand. And I think like a bit like a puppet on a string. So it's the strings attached to my hand, it's also attached to my foot. It's kind of that's. Okay. Yeah. The main thing here is also the position of the hand. So just go to a basic technique. If you think about 𝒂𝒊𝒔𝒂𝒕𝒊𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 goes to this position. So it's coming back against the head. But in the application of this, it's protecting the head coming across. So I don't want it kind of floating around in this kind of area. I want it basically protecting the head as it comes through. And then this basically forms like a shear for the body. So I have to follow that train. And then this hand's in place to basically take the jacket. So if you take like a katatedori, this position, and basically in the position where I can take the collar, but you've got this pattern in the hand, this, and then with this application, just the same, but with the rotation. This. From the originary, and that for this one. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Good. Great. Okay, we'll come back to Joe, and then we'll do another pattern. So this time we just work with Hayagaishi with a Gerengaishi. So from the skikamai, changing the body, coming into the Hayagaishi, drawing back, striking in, back. So you've got Hayagaishi, drawing back, Gerengaishi. So change the body, strike it, roll back, change the head. So we'll start to work this into Kinanagai movement. Just one change with this before we go to it. Play with this. I know the basic is going here and then doing the shift back. It's like 1, 2 with the feet. Play with, in this case, still within the basic. Find this. Just ground this foot down. So just ground it and just open in the back hip. So you've got this position and then here, striking through. So it's the same, just except this when you make the Hayagaishi. Don't adjust the front leg, just ground into it, settle into it, and then let the back hip fire the jaw back, and then you strike into it. So it's kind of preparation for the Kinanagai footwork. So maybe ground, let the back hip open, settle, find the strike. It's really tempting because it's a big habit to pull the back leg, but don't let it pull. Just ground into it. Yeah. Okay, yeah. The problem also with this also trains the hip to do something. So just watch this. I can not adjust the foot, but put the hip in the wrong position. So watch this. I go here, I'm in this position, and then I pull the hip back. So I end up in something like this position. Now the hip's out of the position where I need to press the weight in. Because if I press into this pattern, super awkward. So see if in this position, you find this. Now you open the hips out, but let the hip here drop into that foot here. So I want the knee to start bending into this position. The basic teaches you basically to find this position, but it does it through a bigger way. So that and pulling that foot in to gather the hip underneath. Now all you do here, it's the same, but I just drop into the hip here. So that pattern here, and then I'm really ready straight away to press into the strike. So think of that as a kind of loading position. This. But if I pull back, I pull out of it. So you want to be here and then that. So I'm sprung, ready to go into the strike. So think about kind of falling into the hip as you open the back hip. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Yeah. So good. Good. Yeah, and then the next step before the Kinnagar, the full Kinnagar mode, is you're going to basically strike and draw the jaw back. So really important now that that hip's in place as you do it. But look for now basically the strike and you pull back straight away. So that becomes one motion. And then you strike it. That's the same. So you come through, strike, draw back. Strike it. That becomes that. Oh, was a bit. It. That. Yeah. Whoosh. Yeah. Tricky. Yeah, let's see. Yeah. Yeah, good. Just watch one thing. It's a really small thing, but it will pull you out of the ground. So just watch this. I strike, and then the jaw comes up, and then I pull it back. So it goes like. So look for this position. You're actually going to start drawing the jaw back. The strikes. So the jaw starts to come back at that point. But in this one, you're fully striking in the sense that I would apply contact through, and then draw it back this way. But I'm not fully striking in the sense that I get to this position and then I pull it back this way. So that will also that will make a big break in the form. It's kind of impossible to bring that together. So look for, in this case, you've got this kind of pattern. You see it really slow, so you kind of drag the jaw through it this way. So it's a kind of motion. Yeah. But the top end of the jaw never goes back up, basically descends down. Down. And then it's ready. Right. So, there we go. And then start to bring it together, so you bring the Gen engagement into the movement. So pretty tricky now. You've got this straight away. As soon as you reach the back, as soon as you round the body, fire into the into the Genangaishi. This. Straight in. Good. Difficult to do slow. This. So. Whoosh. Whoosh. Okay, just play with this. So just from the Kenkamai position. What you want to do is you also shift the footwork in the movement as well. So again, keep the sense. I just basically ground into the back leg. Now use the back foot. It's like it's a push lever. So it's like bam, bam, pushes me into the movement. So I want that pressure down to basically send me in. So you got to link these two together. What I don't want to do is like dra and dagger with this one. So that's more like the 𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 pattern. So look for something where you release the chill and you release the body forward. A little bit before I've got the full hand position, my body's already going with it. So it's a little bit more one thing. So you've got again, just take it slow, but obviously the goal is to do it fast. But the key thing first of the time, just getting that feeling in the body. Yeah. Oh, let's do that. That's good. Good. But these are one of the leftovers from the basic as well. One thing that can tend to happen is this. I think that the front hand's kind of pushing back or pulling back. So what happens if I do this in Kihon is the body twist with the movement. And then to get the body back, it's a really big rotation to come back, and I'm really slow when I do it. So just watch this. Think about more the hands coming to the front of the weapon rather than I'm pushing, pulling back with it. So my goal here is to get this hand to the top and then fire the jo this way. But my goal isn't to pull the jo back to the hip. So yeah, play with it. But the basics basically teach you in a pattern, and in this case you want to use that pattern. But the thing here is that you're rolling through the weapon this way. So later the movement can become that I basically do this all forward. So nothing in the body goes back, everything goes forward with it this way. But this is the difference between the kind of form and the application in order. So just play with a few where you play with this. So you've got the basic form, you've got 1, 2. I'll find that position. You've got a more flexible form where you go back in. And then you've got a kind of fork in the go form where you just go in straight in. Those are kind of 3 patterns. But they use the same organization. It's just the kind of relative position of the body. So. Okay, good. We'll take a bit of Taijutsu again. So this is a classic kind of body work we use for yokomen, where we go to the inside of the attack. So this, you can apply this to any technique, 𝒂𝒉𝒂𝒂 or 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 or anything like this. But the key with this one is, we'll do the basic first. So you've got this idea now that you're coming inside the attack. So you're using this, the lead hand comes up and blends, and the back hand comes in and strikes to the head, right to the center line this way. So your aim is, as the person attacks, let the attack come through. You blend with it, but you basically attack the center line this way. So you want them kind of back in the balance. So the first step here, just get this sense back, coming in both sides. So it's basically coming in with the open. Same sense with the 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒂, everything goes in, striking. So, and you want weight to be applied through the 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂. This. Nice and stable. It's this. Front hand leads, back hand strikes all together. So, so. What? And then if you take this a little bit further, so you've got the person here in this position, you've struck, you've gone to the head, they're protecting themselves. If they're kind of clever, they'll start to regain their balance, and this hand's basically in front to start to come in and strike again. So what I need to do is basically from that position, get to the back of the person. So my aim from here is disrupt them here. This is the distraction, and then I'm basically going to drop onto the arm this way. I'm going to cut it down so that I get the hand out of the way, which gives me a space to get to the back of the person. So we've got this. First for the basic, just think about making space, because if I don't adjust anything now, I just close down on the hand, we get kind of trapped. So the first thing is from here, just give yourself a little bit of room here. This comes across this way. And then from here, you can basically enter in, and you can take any technique. 𝒂𝒉𝒂𝒂𝒂 fits in nice, or you can go to a 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 or something like this. But the key is this, as this drops down, dropping in, and then you're free to enter. So it's like the 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂, this. Just that last step you're doing with the rotation to keep contact. And this, drop the weight into the arm, and take it into a rotation. So just see if you can bring this together now. So you're going to do this all in one. So as you come in, that same kind of pattern comes through here, like around the body here, and then I let the hip open out to the back. So the hip's basically going to open out and basically facilitate this movement of the arm, so that I can basically pass the arm around, and then I can bring the hip in through this way. So you bring out the strike, this foot grounding, and this comes together this way. So the key with this, when most people fail with this, they start to go to the arm now, so it starts to become this tight. But keep the feeling that you're still attacking the person. So I come in and wham, hit the person here. This follows through, and I take it to the arm this way. So you've got bubba, this kind of thing happening. And it's coming from the back hip, I ground in the front foot, the back hip opens out. Gives me the space to use that, and then I can come in and take it to so just let this go together now. This. And then you can go. Yeah. Yeah. So there's like this is like double atemi and also a lead away or like a clearing movement. So you've got the first atemi comes to the head, boom, use the same hand, this hand comes out, it strikes onto the top of the arm, bam, and then it changes and it clears it away. So you've got 1, 2, 3, clearing away. Just kind of 3 moves. I need that strike on the arm because it's basically going to drop the arm down and then I can kind of clear it away. If I don't do the strike, I just try and move it. The person's still quite strong, so they'll likely just kind of resist it or just move the other way. So the first thing you want to do is strike the head, drop the arm so that it goes to this position, and then take it away. So they're thinking about the arm rather than resisting it. So you've got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, now look for when you make the clearing position, you've got 1, 2, as you make the clearing position, you bring the hip in this way. So there's no split now between the clearing, stop and then go this way. Make this all one movement now. So you do this, and straight in. So what you want to, as soon as the person's in this position, you're already at the back, this way. Okay? So just bring this together now. It's like the 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 movement. You've got 1, drop, clear, move. And you're at the back. In, drop, clear, move. Let's bring that whole section together. Wow. That's. Good. Last minute, this will work against the combination. So what you're working with now is someone coming in with a strike, you blend around it, and then they change, and then come in with the yoke to strike. So you do the first move we did, which is this kind of blend up. The punch comes towards the face, I blend up, let it pass, and then the yoke is coming in here. It's like strike in, drop in, find the technique this way. It's just if you give a little bit of motion, so you come up, protect, blend. Hand comes in, strike, blend, clear, move to the back. 1, 2, into the back. Yeah. Just imagine you've got either a push coming towards the body or a strike, a punch, and then followed with a yokomen. So you're deflecting. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Push. One. That's Okay, great. We will stop that. Very good. Great. どうもありがとうございました。
どうもありがとうございました。Thank you.
Very good.